Well, we've been working real hard. We have established ourselves at the new location. We have caught up on orders. We have made so many sharks. We have bought pictures of guys making chocolate. We have put up entire walls of hats. Many deprivations have been attendant to this effort, but as of today, no longer. It is Lufkin Thrift Trip Day! But first, morning roundup. Making the guitar octo thingies. Shark! The jawls coming along. This is a long print, but it's gonna be worth it. We're making a set of big eagle talons. We got our little alley skull and a guitar octo here. And our mosasaur got done. And our David can is quickly finishing. I have literally been putting this off since the first. This is literally like a month late. You can think of this thrift trip as being 29 days late or 1 day early. Your choice. Oh yeah, it's happening. It's weird how superstitious you're tempted to get as an entrepreneur, because like everything is humming along nicely. Orders are caught up, people are not mad, and yet some part of me is just like paranoid about taking even the first half of a day off. Just an observation. That feeling of having no idea what you're about to encounter in the chase today. Sun's out, fun's out.
It's like the one-winged bird, sings songs that she's singing.
Just like the thrifting dove, sounds of thrift, it's like this thrifting. I'm never gonna get used to Nirvana being on classic rock stations. All right, first stop. You know it, I know it. It's the Joseph House. Tempting. All right, that was a pretty solid one. I think I may have had a few of these, but the entire original series Star Trek movie collection. In other words, the Star Trek movies that are worthwhile. Sorry next gen people. Now this may be the most cassettes I've ever gotten from one place, but some really interesting picks. First off, the Elvis Presley gospel album, or at least one of them. He may have had a couple. Actually really good. Decided to go for some traditional Irish music. Two Bob Segers. We've got a couple of Lionel Richies. This is the one with All Night Long. Obviously solid gold. A blues compilation. The OJ's best, greatest hits, best of, whatever. I was thinking they were the ones that did I Love Music, but that might be the Four Tops, but still. Maybe coolest of all though, I believe this would be an electric kettle. It was only $3.99. Nice hot tea, or you can use French press, you know. It's pretty classic. I love music just as long as it's grooving. First Goodwill. Often not a great location, but I think last time or one of these times I got that Zion National Park thing, which is hanging in the house in a very perfect location. That guy right there, I know him. Yeah, some local magazine. I know that guy. Not much I could not live without. So that guy's name is Herbert Midgley, and he's famous around Nacogdoches because early on in YouTube, he had a couple of viral videos go. I think you can still find them. It's a song called I Am a Nerd, I believe. It's a song about him being a nerd. You know, this was early YouTube. That's the kind of thing that could go viral. But yeah, if you want to look that up, that guy from Nacogdoches, and actually he's a music professor out there now. Probably the least good stop. Every once in a while we find something, but El Segunda Mano. I'm not even taking my shades off for this. aesthetics of this box. It's actually in German. True story. When I was growing up in Kokomo, Indiana, the only music store there was called The Sound of Music. I think I'm safe in saying that my dad was the best musician in Kokomo, Indiana. All the guys at Sound of Music knew who he was. And the thing that's funny about it is they charged a lot of money since they had kind of a monopoly. Stuff would be like a couple $100s more than it's supposed to be. So everybody called that place the Sound of Money. The hills are alive with the sound of money. If I could live anywhere, I probably would still live in America. But Switzerland would be a close second. Maybe on a good day, it would be the first. Switzerland literally looks like fairy tale land. The German they speak is very weird though. Like even German speakers pretty much can't understand Swiss German. There's gonna be some German people watching this. You say in the comments, tell them in the comments. You know I'm right. Yep, we're going to the antique store. Whoa, there's a lost art. Liquor stereotypes.
I can tell you that from here.
The most 60s album cover of all time. Wow, I like that lamp. Wow, Bandit Brothers on VHS. Now there's an album. That's an album right there. Easier too. Really good day for cassettes. Like I said, really good day for cassettes. Probably the most exciting. Turn of a Friendly Card by Alan Parsons Project. Like every once in a while you see Eye in the Sky, obviously I, Robot, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. You do not find this album too often. This is a great Alan Parsons Project album. Man, I'm trying to remember. Games People Play, that's a great one. I Don't Want to Go Home, one of my favorites actually. Turn of a Friendly Card is really good. Nothing Left to Lose. Oh yeah, Time. Time is on here. Man, people are making a lot of noise. I think Time is actually Alan Parsons Project highest charting song, maybe other than Eye in the Sky. Man, I really forget, but that's a good album right there. Here's another really unique one. Best of Traffic, as in the band that Steve Winwood came from in the 60s. If you don't know Traffic, if you haven't listened to 60s electric folk in general, a lot of good bands. Traffic is certainly one of them. John Barleycorn, Must Die is a good album. Steel Eye Span. Oh man, there's another one I'm forgetting. Fairport Convention, really good band. And I'm not sure if Pentangle counts as electric folk, but if they do, they're the best one. If I found a Pentangle album, I would lose my freaking mind. I love Pentangle. Listen to Basket of Light. It's gonna change your world. And yes, this was only $3, so I decided to get it. If you don't know what shorthand is, look it up, kids. In the days before electronics, you had to develop ways of writing really, really fast if you were transcribing like court records or official proceedings and stuff like that. There were a few different standards, but Gregg shorthand was one of them. And yes, that's what it looks like. So this is just, I have no real reason to own this, except that it's just such a interesting historical curiosity. I've never actually seen shorthand in person. I've only read about it on the internet. And for $3, I can't say no. All right, there's something we gotta do. They got a lighted sign. Foreign Dunk. The Forbidden Dunk. Dunked. Possessing my soul and it's cold in the heat. Oh yeah, here we go. Where do we go from here? Now that all of the children are growing up. I don't wanna live more. I don't wanna stay. Can't single play. You take it or you leave it. Things that you say, left and right. And people play in the middle of the night. Can't people play. You take it or you leave it. Things that you say just don't make it right. People play, you take it or you leave it. Hill Street Goodwill. Sadly not my size. Pretty light day. Yup, it's this place again. Wow. Raccoons of the jungle. Okay. That's a yes. This is oppressively tacky. This one is a little big on me, but it's raccoons in a jungle. That's just, you don't see that every day. This one's a little tight around the neck. I'm gonna say no. Okay, so that clock radio, they hadn't priced it, and they said they have to like put it in their system or something, and I have to come back in like 3 or 4 days or something, which is just really stupid. Like, all they do is they put like a little paper sticker on it and then you buy it. Anyway, it was gonna be really cool. We were going to wake up to cassette tapes, but now our dreams are dashed. That was gonna be the coolest thing we got on this trip, but we lost it. However, the roses shirt is nice and obnoxious, and I love the ecological contradiction that is raccoons in the jungle. It really doesn't make any sense. The thing that's really annoying about that radio, I've seen them do what they talked about before, and they just go on their phone, they look up the item, and then they base the price on that. It literally takes less than a minute. They wouldn't just like do that real quick while somebody is wanting to buy it. And also, it was on the shelf. Like, if it's on the shelf, you're selling it. So therefore, like, don't you have some obligation to try to sell it when somebody wants to buy it? I'm not really mad, just from a business perspective, it just doesn't make any sense. I should have just taken a price tag off of something else and put it on there. They wouldn't have known any different. Not that that would be ethical, but it's tempting. Veterans of the Lufkin thrift trip, remember that we kind of saved the best for last. This is Second Blessings. If you remember, this is the place that has an entire wall of VHS and cassette tapes. Now, they are largely picked through. However, it's been like 2 months since we've been there, I think. Something like that. So there's likely to be some fresh fish. Second Blessings. Dude. Midnight Star. No parking on the dance floor. Can't believe it. This may be Second Blessings, but this is not the second time that I've been blessed here. Unbelievably, Control by Janet Jackson. This was an album that shook the world. A Hall & Oates album, does not have the cover, unfortunately. And really just the ultimate Midnight Star album. I can't believe it. This is the one with Freakazoid. It's also got Electricity. I thought it might have Operator on it, but I guess that's a different album. Yup, Air Force One. Get off my plane. Pretty good. A Time to Kill. I think this was the first John Grisham movie the one based off one of his novels. Definitely one of the ones that made Matthew McConaughey really famous. Of course, he's from Austin, Texas. We actually, I never actually saw him when I lived in Austin, but a lot of people used to. It's like you'd sometimes run into Alex Jones, maybe Matthew McConaughey, probably now Joe Rogan. A lot of Austinites these days. Of course, we've got Glory, a movie that I think didn't do very well at the box office, but honestly, quite good. It's fun to see Morgan Freeman in a war movie. And yeah, I couldn't say no. It's a Wonderful Life. What is there to say about It's a Wonderful Life that hasn't been said 5 billion times already? It was just a better era in a lot of ways. I think we're gonna go straight home. There is a Goodwill on the way back, but I've just never found anything good there. I'm kind of tired of being out in the heat. This was a good haul though. I'm glad we had this talk. I think we're rocking this just like the early 80s, baby.
All of what I do. And this time I'm gonna.
Here we go. Nasty boys. All you nasty boys. My first name ain't baby, it's Janice. Miss Jackson if you're nasty boys. Don't mean a thing. Alright, now for something different.
Well, my friends, the time is raise the roof, people dancing all in the street.
Party, forever, fiesta.
Start taking concert down. How we play.
I just saw another guy with a Segway. Not the same model as mine, but very similar. Maybe we'll bump into each other at some point. Oh, it's a pretty good little adventure there. Man, it's a toasty one out today. We're gonna test out the electric kettle. It's not like a huge electric kettle. You know, it's like about the size of a really big mug. But I've kind of wanted one of these for a long time. I like making some hot tea. Maybe I'll get some off of Amazon or something in little sachets. Looks like there's a max. We'll just fill it up to there. That should be a pretty solid test. Light came on. That's a good sign. I think we have liftoff. All right, just to do it, we're gonna use that French press we got at a garage sale a long time ago for $1, because we have boiled water. Oh yeah. Here goes nothing. It's pretty nice. I made it a little weak, but not bad. Another coffee option. I brought in my boom stand for my mic. Some pretty good shock absorbers there. Ready for fun. Let's paint a few things. Guitar octo. We got a big pipe can. I think it's gonna rain out. We kind of did the thrift trip. Whoa, it's getting windy. We kind of did the thrift trip at a good time. That would have been pretty rainy if the rain came. I just realized how stupid that sounds. And we've got an alligator skull. What a day. Join the Discord, link below. Joe asks, are you going to print the Miss America hat with extra thin layer height? Probably yes. It's a whole nother level of thing when you're making something for national TV. It's like, we're probably gonna go a few hundredths of a millimeter shorter. Spicy barbecue, 2 days until the full year of daily uploads. Can't hardly wait. Also, there's a lake in Tanzania that petrifies animals. Lake Natron's alkaline water can calcify birds and other creatures that fall in. I guess we're just at the weird facts stage. If you guys want to see something that's really cool, actually, tangentially related to that fact, there's a YouTube channel called The Proper People. They explore like abandoned buildings and crazy stuff. It'll be like mental asylums or nuclear reactors that have been shut down. There's an episode where they explore this mine in France, I want to say, and they're like several miles underground, or, well, not downwards, but across, whatever, into the side of a mountain. And there's a pipe that had burst, and this pipe had water that was calcified enough that all over the rocks and the side of this rock ledge was calcified. Like, it looked, you know, very much like hardened calcium, like the shell of a mollusk or something like that, except it's like the entire side of this rock wall. Crazy looking. BDA Studios hat looks awesome. You could use another donut in the back as supports, since she'll probably be turning on stage and the back will show a few times. Maybe I should have. We will consider it. The Reasonable Gentleman. The Reasonable Gentleman. The new riffs sound sweet. Cheers. Thank you. Bunch of hat comments. Somebody tipped $10. Silver 3DP. I forget that that's even a thing people can do. You are the MVP. The MVP. 3DP MVP. Art Fedderson. I was trying to go 55, but you know, ... he is quoting me. Okay, Spicy Barbecue also pointed out that episode number 1 was July 28th. So I don't know how I numbered this incorrectly, but we're just gonna go by the numbers I put on the episodes, even though I must have missed a few in there somewhere. But yes, we are doing the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away at least flyers and maybe old CD booklets. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do that. Let's see, what am I grateful for today? It was good to just have some fun for a while. We did find some great stuff. Found so many cassettes. The shirts were really great. Finding a raccoon in a jungle on a shirt. That's just the kind of thing you never anticipate. But some really great cassettes and movies. So I'm grateful for that. Tell me in the comments what y'all are grateful for. Could be small things, big things. Just let us all know where the gratitude flows for you, where the wellspring of appreciation henceforth, forthwith. I like to read the comments, probably give you a heart, probably give you an upvote. We drop the goodness every single day. You are the gratitude gang. We are Marshall or something. Peace out.
Stay around you. I can't say what I need. This blinding arm of lessons I'm singing to you. Standing in a moment, what has been is cast aside, frozen there as time reload. I know that you must have died. Open up your mind. Create me something precious. Find me something free. Empty my possessions. Everything that we through the motions. And we're all going to die. So leave me something precious. Another glimpse of the light. Lions surround you. Open up your light. Time to say a Wiedersehen.